For how long do you think computer-made art has worried artists?
In February, I believe it's the 5th of February 1965, in Mark Spencer's study gallery, as it was called, an exhibition opens, but this one, February 65, is announced as computer graphics. What? And it later turns out to have been the first in the world.
The man talking was none other than Frieder Nake, one of the earliest pioneers of computer art. So it's actually been almost 60 years. In recent years, artificial intelligence techniques have been looming over artistic professions, seemingly like the wind that precedes a thunderstorm. But this wind has been blowing since the 1960s. In this light, is it obvious that our panic reactions to AI art are flawed? Let's figure this out in this video. What if we could predict the course of AI in the next few years by analyzing 60 years of the computer art field leading to the way it is today? We can extract patterns that will allow us to do exactly that. In this video, I'm going to serve 3 of these patterns to you on a silver platter. And just like Dr. Strange, for each pattern, we're going to identify a future of AI that's not possible because of the pattern. Ready to become an art medium and gain confidence about your future in art? Let's go. Frieder Nake, the person we saw talking at the start, did his studies in mathematics and became interested in aesthetics through some courses he took. He became convinced of something.
Between mathematics and art, there must be connections.
In 1971, he published a provocative article called "There Should Be No Computer Art," which makes a lot of very important points for us in the age of AI. I'm going to be quoting from it a lot, even though I have a lot of other sources I'll link in the description. The recent AI boom has made a huge impression on the artistic community. Every artist who makes a living from being frequently hired for projects is anxious that there's going to be no one to employ them as soon as AI becomes a profitable alternative. It seems like the job of an artist is only going to get harder and harder and harder until no one can work a creative job anymore. But is this impression grounded in reality? Let's go 53 years back in time, shall we? In his article, "There Should Be No Computer Art," Frieder Nake mentions the fact that the big machinery, surrounded by mystic clouds, is used to frighten artists and convince the public that its products are good and beautiful. And this is 50 years ago. Does this sound similar? Computer art being given an overhyped appearance as a marketing ploy? It's exactly what's going on right now with AI art too. The mystery about these AI models is certainly there, and instead of heavy machinery, with AI we have its cultural reputation with films like The Terminator hinting at the negative effects of AI. All these images, all these metaphors are used to prop up AI art as something bigger than it actually is, just like it was done 60 years ago too. And yet now when we look at art that was there 60 years ago, it's hard to understand why artists were worried about these. In 60 years, in the same way we might end up looking at our current reaction to AI art with amusement, thinking it was silly. Now let's enter Dr. Strange mode. Which futures can we eliminate thanks to this insight that we've just gained? Computers have been threatening artists for years, but though artists were emotionally scared and panicked, they have seen that the future that computers threatened them with has never come about. So any future that includes heavy losses on the traditional artist side of things seems very unlikely in light of this pattern that we've seen. But it might be different this time, right? AI produces more than just interesting lines on paper the way it did before. It's making catchy pictures for presentations, mimicking the style of accomplished painters, producing photorealistic images, and all that in just a few seconds. A whole card game recently was created with all of its art made without employing a single artist. Think about how much money could have gone to artists that was just wasted by using the AI instead. You certainly couldn't do that back then, 60 years ago, right? Things must be different this time. If we look at the evolution of these art-making machines over time, we find that the main issues with the old computer art have not been overcome by today's AI. Frieder Nake said in his article in 1971 that the repertoire of results of artistic behavior has not been changed by computer art. And this is also the case with today's AI. Things have not changed. It cannot create anything new. It can only mimic what was there before. It can only mimic art from the training data. And check out last week's video if you want more detail. The only difference, therefore, between old computer art and today's AI is that AI art doesn't constrain itself to the mechanical use of a pencil on paper, and it exploits tremendous progress in hardware, in computer hardware. This is superficial progress that doesn't get to the bottom of the flaws of computer art. But there still remains a big issue, which is that many people believe that artists have never deserved money for their work. They think that art is a fun venture that should remain a hobby. You may have noticed the amount of hate artists have been getting from people who, until now, had not dared express their opinions about art. When someone tells you that you're going to be replaced, that the machine cannot do your job, you can see the glee in their eyes, the pleasure they get from getting back at you. It seems many people would like to have an artist's life, but never dare to for fear of lack of stability. Now that the artists are taking a hit, these people embrace their envy and kick innocent artists while they're down. And this is nothing new. The unfavorable opinion and resentment towards artists has always been around. In the 1970s, Friedrich described the conversation around computer art as heated and needlessly ignorant. He actually decided not to do any more computer art exhibitions anymore in 1970. So society as a whole is probably not on our side. There's a lot of resentment, and there's a lot of people who really don't care. They have their own problems, they have their own lives to live. So is there any hope for us artists left? Think about it. For the past 60 years, even with this initial panic, artists have perfectly survived the event of computer art. There's been no problem because they proposed something that the computers could not. This is a necessary and sufficient condition for artists to survive in the new AI art boom, that our work be different from that of AI. We cannot rely on governments pitying us or on society's liking of us. And honestly, as humans, we are the most adaptable animal. We live almost everywhere on Earth. We have survived catastrophe after catastrophe. There is no way we are not flexible enough to adapt to this AI art toy. Alright, Doctor Strange mode again. There are two kinds of futures we can exclude thanks to this pattern of human flexibility and societal resentment towards artists. Number one, any future where AI art is actually able to replace artists, but they are bailed out by the government or by mass movements, is delusional. Only we artists can save ourselves. Number two, any future where artists are unable to adapt to AI art is also to be excluded. We are just too good at adapting to different situations, unlike AI. If you're interested in AI's limitations, check out last week's video on this channel. Once again, in his article, There Should Be No Computer Art, Friedrich says, I find it very strange that, in this situation, outsiders from technology should begin to move into the world of art and try to save it with new methods of creation, old results, and by surrendering to the given laws of markets in a naive and ignorant manner. The fact that they use new methods makes them blind to notice that they actually perpetuate a situation which has become unbearable for many artists. And indeed, this situation is very stressful, and for some artists, it's life-altering in an extremely negative manner. There might soon be entire movies animated with AI, video games with most assets being AI generated, and exposition featuring AI art. Or is that possible at all? Let's investigate. First, let's take an example. In the late 1990s, the internet was like the Wild West, a place of endless opportunity and rapid expansion. Investors were eager to stake their claim in this new digital frontier, pouring money into any company with .com in its name, regardless of whether it made a dime. This era, known as the dot-com bubble, saw the value of these companies skyrocket. But by the early 2000s, reality caught up. The bubble burst, and many of these companies vanished as quickly as they had appeared, leaving a clear message: hype cannot replace solid business foundations. Now, as AI begins to paint and create, this piece of history reminds us not to get carried away by the novelty. Just because something is new and wrapped in digital promise doesn't guarantee its lasting impact. We must look beyond the buzz to find what truly holds value. And what truly holds value in human art is, you guessed it, the human side. You may serve a company with your technical, artistic skills, but that's not at all what you have that's best at your disposal. Once again, we're going to be quoting from Friedrich. Questions like, is a computer creative or is a computer artist ought not to be considered serious questions, period. And this is quite frankly exactly the same with today's AI. I'm an AI researcher, and I'm convinced of it. As Frieder Nake has said more recently, despite the nice success of such research, and here he's talking about AI art, not old computer art, it has little to do with art. Who, as an artist, would seriously copy some other artist's style? Who believes that style can be peeled off a painting? Okay, and now for the final Doctor Strange moments. Any future where AI develops an artistic sense and competes with humans on this level is very unlikely. We remain masters in the domain of art. So in this video, we've identified 3 patterns of computer-generated art that have only existed for the past 60 years. Number 1, it has always presented itself as a threat to artists, but it has never done much. Number 2, there's always been resentment against artists. Society is not going to bail us out. Number 3, computers were not artists 60 years ago, and they still aren't today. As an AI researcher and a traditional artist, I'm in a unique position to try to sort all this out and share my discoveries. Last week, I studied the technical advances behind the recent AI art boom and discovered 3 key insights for artists to gain a competitive advantage. If you're interested, check out last week's video on my channel. Now, I'd like for you to let me know in the comments what you've learned from these patterns of computer art and what you think it means for the future of artists. See you next time.